and welcome to Startup Street. I'm Ritu Singh and with me is Arundhati Ramanan. Here are the key headlines from the startup space. Fintech major BharatPe elevates Nalin Negi as its CEO. Negi had taken charge as interim CEO in January of 2023 after Suhail Sameer had stepped down from the post. Under Negi's leadership, BharatPe recorded 182% increase in revenue from operations in FY23, and October last year was its first EBITDA positive month.
Full-stack biofuels company GPS Renewables secures $50 million in debt financing from leading private and public sector banks, as well as prominent NBFCs. The fresh funds will be used by the company to accelerate its expansion plans.
Logistics platform ClickPost raises $6 million in a Series A round led by Inflexa Venture Partners and Athera Venture Partners. The round also saw participation from Riverwalk Holdings and an existing investor, Rebright Partners.
Emergency healthcare provider Medulance receives $3 million in a Series A funding round led by Alchem Growth Capital. Plans to expand to over 1,000 cities in India in the next 15 to 18 months.
In a bid to restrict the onrush of bots and fake accounts, news users on social media platform X may be required to pay a small annual fee to be able to like, post, bookmark and reply. Users can still follow accounts and browse X for free.
Microsoft is investing $1.5 billion in UAE-based artificial intelligence firm G42, giving the tech giant a minority stake and a board seat. As part of the deal, G42 would use Microsoft Cloud services to run its AI applications.
Well, those are the headlines we've been tracking for you this evening. Bollywood actress Rahkul Singh has opened her first dine-in restaurant. Arambam starts with Millet today at Madhapur in Hyderabad in collaboration with F&B and cloud kitchen operator Curefoods. Rahkul onboards as an investor for Arambam, and to talk about this partnership, joining me now is the actress herself, Rahkul Singh, and the founder of Curefoods, Ankit Nagori. Rahkul and Ankit, welcome to Startup Street. Rahkul, let me start with you. First, tell us what made you start a millet-centric restaurant, and then if you would also talk to us about the partnering with Curefoods, what synergies did you see with the brand?
Well, thank you so much. Firstly, I think to begin with, I am a big foodie, right? People who know me, they know that I'm a foodie, but I've always had a very keen interest in the health space. Understanding of body, understanding of food, and I've for years been doing that with my own diet, and I somewhere at the back of my mind always knew that I'm going to venture into F&B, but it had to be something healthy because of my obsession with health. Over the years, I think over the last few years, there's been a lot of research on millets, and we're actually going back to the roots, right? India is rich in millets. The government itself is talking about millets, and we've been eating natively a lot of jowar, ragi, bajra. So we thought when I spoke to Ankit, and we actually, I think, instantly clicked. It's very important to start an association with someone who you temperamentally click with, and you have the same passion for food or whatever business that you're doing. And I think we immediately clicked and our thoughts aligned. That's how Arambam was born, because we were both on the page that, we need to make the consumption of millets tasty yet healthy. And how do we sort of bring that as an everyday affair into people's lives? And that's the birth of Arambam.
All right, we delve deeper into that, but let me go across to Ankit. On similar lines, Ankit, what made you partner Rahkul, and what is the kind of impact you hope to make? Also, if you could talk to us about the kind of investments this partnership entails.
Sure. No, I think, Shruti, Rahkul was a great partner to start with. I think, like Rahkul mentioned, we just instantly connected on this topic. I also have a background of running health businesses and food businesses, and when we first spoke about it, it was not even about starting a restaurant. It was just exchanging notes on health, food, fitness, whatever. And I think we realized that there's a clear opportunity to start something with millets, millets being an anchor, and building something around like an everyday consumption product. And that's where the idea got germinated. And over the last few quarters, we spoke a lot about how we can really build a brand where the food is, the center of being healthy. We are a F&B operator. We help brands scale. We help operate the brands. And in this case, it's Rakul's brand. We are operating it and would love to take it to multiple cities. Of course, Hyderabad is a start. We'll take it to multiple cities in both offline and cloud manner.
All right. So while Ankit, you've not given me the exact numbers, but I'll move forward. Rahkul, take us through the restaurant's unique dine-in concept. What should customers look forward to? If you could talk to us about the millet-centric menu, what all is on offer?
So, well, I'll start with saying that we in India have been consuming millets in every household.
Yeah.
Right? But the moment you start packaging it and you start writing fancy terms, people want to consume it. Like, for example, as simple as turmeric latte or gluten-free cookies. Now, if you tell people, every Indian household has been using jowar, like I said, jowar, ragi, bajra, all the millets are actually gluten-free and they are the best for your gut. So that's what we've done. I think what they can look forward to the most is taste meets health, innovation in taste.
All right. So while Arambam seeks to transform the culinary landscape by featuring the various health benefits of millets, Ankit, coming back to you, and you touched upon this, that you plan to launch more restaurants. Tell us, which cities are you looking at and by when? And if talk to us about the future plans with this collaboration.
Right, so I think Hyderabad is the first offline location.
Okay.
Along with a few cloud kitchens will go live. So Hyderabad will be the first pilot location, and we have stores in pipeline in Chennai and Bangalore as well. Like I mentioned, by 2025 end, we want to be across 50 locations, which includes at least 5 to 7 offline locations and remaining cloud kitchens. It's a hub and spoke kind of a business where we'll have one anchor store in every geography, and in a 5-kilometer radius around that, we'll open cloud kitchens where people can dine in and also order in later at their office or their homes. The brand name stands for a fresh start, and we want people to start consuming a lot more millet. It's generally not only good for health, but also good for the environment.
Okay. Rahkul, let me come back to you. There are a whole host of celebrities turning investors and entrepreneurs. I want to know, are you also looking to become a serial entrepreneur? Will we see you investing in other areas like beauty, a clothing line perhaps, or any other area that interests you?
So I feel like I'm someone who can only invest or associate with something that I'm really passionate about. And so I'm not too sure about jewelry because I'm not a very jewelry person. But I'm passionate about anything that I'm doing. So I've had in the past a chain of gyms. That's how my love for fitness began. And then I've been associated with health brands. And now, of course, Arambam is very, very close to my heart. And just to add to what Ankit was saying, and for our listeners, our main agenda with Arambam, like he said, is to start, right? And how do you start? To create awareness amongst everyone that today when we talk about ragi, we're like, okay, let's have milk that's rich in calcium, but ragi is actually richer in calcium. And so many Indians are actually deficient in nutrients. There are studies and there are reports that Indians are highly deficient in calcium, bone density is bad, early arthritis, and all of that can be corrected with food. Like, I'm a true believer that food is your biggest medicine. Yeah. And through Arambam, through taste, we want to sort of make that like an everyday, daily thing for people.
Ankit, coming back to you, Curefoods today has over 300 cloud kitchens and offline stores that cater to over 10 cuisines across 25 cities in India. So take me through the current business growth numbers, and when does Curefood hit EBITDA profitability? Does it happen this year?
Yes, absolutely. This year is when we hit the profitability. I think you've got all the numbers there. We've got 300 plus locations. Our largest brand continues to be EatFit, which is our health brand. And there we've also collaborated with Hrithik to create HRX range of salads. So health continues to be the cornerstone. And now with Arambam, it just makes it even better. The other cuisines, of course, include all the other popular types of cuisines, so pizza and the dessert and biryani. So we've got all cuisines, but health continues to be about 40% of our revenue. 350 locations now across 35 cities. We believe that by end of 2025, we'll have 500 plus locations, 50 of which will be new Arambam locations, and we'll continue to add other stores as well. So yeah, things are going well. Profitability is pretty in the store showing distance now. And we believe that in the next 12 to 18 months, we will be one of the largest food and beverage operators in the country.
All right, very quickly, Ankit, if you could also take me through the future revenue and growth plans at Curefoods, what's in the pipeline, and also will you be eyeing to raise more funds in the near future, or will it be an IPO?
So we're not looking to raise more funds at the moment. Like I said, we're pretty close to profitability, and sometime later this year we'll be a 1,000 crore revenue company. And I think that's about it. Just putting our heads down, creating products which customers love, and I think the next few quarters are all about getting Arambam and scaling it to a level where customers like it across 3-4 cities.
All right, Rahkul, before we let you go, what should your fans be watching out for? If you could take us through the films or OTT projects in the pipeline.
So, well, I have 2 films that are ready to release this summer. One is a comedy with Neena Gupta. So it's a very offbeat comedy thriller vibe. It's called Amiri. Another one is Untitled, but that's a rom-com, which should also be a summer release. Then there's Indian 2 in Tamil, which should release again soon. And then there's De De Pyar De 2, which I start shooting soon. And there's Ramayana.
Okay, so there's lots to watch out for. Rahkul and Ankit, many thanks for joining us on Startup Street today. Wish you the very best with Arambam.
Thank you so much.
Look forward. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to shift gears and talk about B2B procurement marketplace Procmart, which has raised $30 million in its Series B funding round, led by Fundamentum Partnership along with Edelweiss Discovery Fund and others. It plans to use this newly raised capital to explore strategic acquisitions, expand its distribution network in India, and strengthen its international operations. So lots on the table there. For more on this fundraise and these plans, joining me now is Anish Popli, the CEO and founder of Procmart. Also with me is my colleague Arundhati Ramanan. Anish, thanks very much for your time here on CNBC-TV18. So start by telling us about this $30 million fundraise. You want to explore acquisitions. You're also looking at expanding your team. You're looking at new regions to enter into. What are your plans on this front?
So basically, this fundraise has basically been deployed in 3 major areas, as you rightly said, right? So we are in the industrial product category. So we deal in both standard and non-standard products. So basically in the non-standard product category, which are non-branded, right, we want to basically backward integrate and do strategic acquisitions. So we want to acquire manufacturers and large distributors in this space so that we can have a complete supply chain with us and provide the benefits to our end client, which are the large enterprises. Secondly, last year only, we have basically started operations internationally, right? We have started in Indonesia and Malaysia. So we want that in the next 3 years, our revenue from the international operation is 20% of our total revenue. So we want to make sure that we deploy resources there and put some funding efforts there to make sure that we grow at a very faster rate. And thirdly, we want to basically put resources in the tech side of it, where we are seeking that AI and ML will be the game changer in this manufacturing industry. We are currently working with around 70 enterprises. So we have a lot of data on the MRO front. So with each of the clients, we are working with around 15,000 to 20,000 SKUs. So we have a lot of data with us in the manufacturing front, where we think that when used, we can use AI and ML to basically predict any maintenance, right? Instead of breakdown maintenance that happens in the manufacturing. So this will help the organization to basically be more efficient.
Absolutely. Hi, Anish. Arundhati here. You know, just to pick up off of the point that you were speaking about your clients, you also have plans to expand your client portfolio beyond MRO consumables, right? So you want to target newer industries like biofuel and packaging. So tell us a little bit about your plans there.
So we have been working with large enterprises, MNCs, and according to their ESG goals, right? Sustainability is one thing that everyone wants to put their efforts in, right? And that's where we come in, where we basically talk about the renewable source of energy. Instead of basically using coal, we can use biofuels, right? Briquettes, which can basically help the boiler run, right? So large enterprises like PepsiCo, Unilever, we are supplying briquette to them and making sure that they are using it for their renewable, they are using renewable source instead of coal, right? Secondly, in the packaging front also, we are basically emphasizing more on the sustainability part, where we are giving solutions which are sustainable packaging solutions. So instead of using, say, a polythene or or polythene or plastic, we are basically asking asking them to use paper bags, right? We are basically helping on the microns that are basically the government norms also are coming on in that. So we are making that sure that the large enterprises are becoming more sustainable for their future growth.
Okay. Anish, briefly, I read from your investor statement that the company has been growing at 100% year on year, and you've been profitable for the last 3 years. Give us a sense of where you're at currently with your sales, with your revenue, and projections for profitability continuing going ahead.
So if you see from the FY22, where we were around 100 CR, in FY23 we were 208 CR, and this year we have tripled our revenue. So FY24 we have closed at around 625 CR. So we have been growing at we have been doubling our revenue, and last year we have tripled our revenue. And all this when we are PAT positive, right? So we are not even EBITDA positive, we are PAT positive in that sense from the last 3 years. We want to have this growth trajectory in the same way, making sure that we are profitable in the journey, because we think that in B2B, profitability is something that is very important if we see on the transaction side of it. So this year we are aiming to reach 1000 CR ARR and then growing further to 3000 in the next 3 years.
Right, so 1000 crore ARR, that's the target you have right there. But we also understand you have about 70 clients at the moment from, you know, like the likes of Colgate to Cadbury. So how many new clients are you adding each year?
So we are adding almost 30 clients every year. That's our thought process. Because these are large enterprises, it takes time, and we want to make sure that once an enterprise come in, right, we work with them very closely. The good part about us is we have 100% retention. So any client who has joined us in, say, in 2017, 2018 have been with us and have a long journey with us.
Okay, Anish, that's all the time we had, though. Thank you very much for joining us here on Startup Street.
Thanks, Setu. Thanks for having me.
On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up next, French eyewear startup Petit Lunetier bets big on the Indian market, partners with Lenskart. We tell you all about their plans on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still with us on Startup Street. French eyewear startup Petit Lunetier bets big on the Indian market. Partners with Lenskart to woo the fashion-forward Indian buyer. My colleague Aishwarya Anand catches up with Petit Lunetier's co-founder Jeremy Enqua to understand what unique proposition they're trying to bring to the table. Take a look.
Jeremy, tell me what brings Petit Lunetier to India.
Hey, very happy to meet you and be there for the launch of the brand in India. So we're here actually, you know, to help Lenskart get the premium and luxury offering to their customers while also bringing the best value available on the market.
Okay. So you came to India in an exclusive partnership with Lenskart. How will you use Lenskart to propel your growth in the Indian market?
We're bringing the same product, we're bringing the same designs, but at the same time, we need also to position it correctly for the Indian market. So this is what Lenskart is actually helping us to do, is not just launching a brand, but localizing a brand and making sure it's going to be serving, you know, the Indian customer that we want to target.
So how many Lenskart stores are you currently present in, and what does the expansion look like?
So right now, I think we're in around 40 stores that are serving as, you know, pilot for the Lenskart company. So far, it's going quite well. So our goal is to reach and expand it to all the stores that Lenskart have, both in India and also international markets.
So going forward, would we see a separate store of Le Petit Lunetier as well?
I think it's hard to say. It's maybe too early to say. Just maybe more place in the existing store. So, but you need, you know, to prove. You know, you need to prove that it's working. So yeah. That's just the very beginning. We're very happy and excited about it, but that's just the first drop. And Rome wasn't built in a day, so the Indian market is quite big. So I think there will be opportunities for everything. The market is so huge that if we want to do it, we can do it.
Are you playing in the premium range, or are you in the affordable category?
So we consider ourselves as, you know, an affordable luxury brand. So actually what does this mean? It means that we're bringing a lot of value. As I was explaining in the design, we do it internally. We research colors, you know, for months. Sometimes we will do samples. And at the same time, we want to provide the best value to the customer. So this is the best of both worlds, and we call it the affordable luxury segment.
In terms of manufacturing, will that be happening in India? Do you plan on opening a unit of your own to start in-house manufacturing here, or would you be sourcing it from France? To answer your question, we're already partnering with Lenskart, helping us, you know, do the sourcing and the production. So right now it's not in India, but I think that's a next step that we want to do. So this official launch has come after Nesso Brands, which is a Lenskart entity, infused $4 million into your brand. Exactly. So I want to understand, how did you use the capital? We're still a small company when Lenskart is already a big company, and they are really helping us, you know, have the best IT system, connecting to their WMS or creating an ERP. This costs a lot of money, and you need to recruit people to do it. Yeah. And then the last part is also you need money to open store. You know, the capex are quite. This is an industry that is quite capex intensive. Plan with Lenskart is actually to open a lot of stores, both. I mean, first in France, but also a lot in Europe. The idea is that to help us, you know, set goals, set profitability at a certain level that we want to achieve, and then we will be, you know, raising more money like debt to develop and open new stores. You've been operating since 2015. So how has the business been faring? With the India market now coming into the picture, what are the expectations that you're setting from this market? We have 18 stores operating in an e-com company. So you can figure out by yourself maybe, you know, how much, you know, we're like waiting. What I can tell you is that opening the Indian market is actually not a step forward, but maybe 10 steps forward for us. So we truly believe and imagine that we might be bigger in India in a year or two than what we are doing in the local market in France. Okay. So currently your core market is France, correct? Exactly. So which other countries are you present in, and what does the expansion look like there? So for us, our core market, as you explained, is France, and also we have the surrounding countries. So you would be targeting Switzerland, Belgium, Luxembourg, because these are countries that have a huge, you know, French-speaking audience. This is our core market for now, and the expansion plan is, you know, is actually to go a bit deeper onto these markets and also go much deeper into the European market, you know, as a whole. Give us some key trends that you've noticed in the Indian market, in the Indian eyewear market, and what is the unique proposition that you're bringing to the table? You know, we did our first trip to India 18 months ago, and actually we visited a lot of stores. And actually what was quite, you know, striking for us is that you either have like a very premium, very luxury offer that is extremely expensive, or you will have like more, you know, more traditional opticians. So I think this is what we want to cater to the Indian customer, is that something which is both a luxury brand, but also that makes sense in terms of value. First of all, you know, now we believe that the consumer is global. Everyone is on the same platform, you know, social media. Instagram actually is leading the taste of the world. So
what is fashionable in Delhi is also fashionable in New York and can be fashionable in Paris and Milan. And there is actually a real truth about it. And we believe, of course, our core target is mostly, young people around 20 to 35 years old. Because this is how we work our imagery. This is, the people that we work with, the image that we produce are actually reflecting like your urban lifestyle. We want to help you be yourself. We want to help you express yourself in terms of fashion.
All right, more and more global brands eyeing the India market for its huge potential. On that note, we're going to wrap up this edition of Startup Street from Arundhati and me. It's a goodbye and thank you for watching, but stay with CNBC TV 18. More news and updates will continue on the other side.